Hi, I'm TheMangaBrah. So, I've been a big fan of Chainsaw Man ever since my friends finally nudged me into reading it, and as soon as I got hooked on it, I was just hooked for life. Like, I had to keep reading the whole series, and I read all the way through it, all the way until the series ended, in like one night. I fell in love hard with Chainsaw Man, so I was very excited for its return. And when it returned, it kind of just came out of nowhere for me. I wasn't really following for its return, I just knew like it's gonna come by someday, so just kind of wait. And then I'm just on my phone and I get a notification saying, hey, Chainsaw Man's back. So I'm like, oh, look at that. So yes, Chainsaw Man is back and it's finally in part 2. And it appears that there's going to be possibly 4 parts, but we'll talk more about that later. Alright, so how does the chapter begin? So the chapter begins about a girl and a chicken. So the girl's name is Mataka. She just completely hates everything. She hates her school, she hates her teacher, she hates life. She probably hates you too. You know, she hates everything. But it looks like there's somebody new here for her to hate, and that's Bucky, the chicken devil. Everybody hates Bucky. Bucky is there to teach the class a lesson, and in less than 100 days, he's gonna be killed. People pick on him, say that they're gonna feed him chicken, and that's cannibalism, but well, what does he care? He's a fucking devil, you know, just fucking get over it. People just straight up just making fun of him. He's so weak. He's basically a pet that they can do whatever the fuck they want to, and it just kind of shows the cruelties of human nature. And as jarring as this is to see, it isn't really that jarring for our main character. She already hates life. She already sees this as part of another dumbass thing happening in the world. Who gives a shit? It's just par for the course. It's just the same stuff that's always happens until it doesn't. Yeah, it turns out that this was all a test given by the teacher to see the value of life. The whole class doesn't want to kill Bucky anymore, and they all want to go outside and have a good time. This whole test of courage, test for the value of life, just gives me Doom Eternal vibes. It just reminds me of that quote from the game where it's like, remember, demon can be an offensive term. Refer to them as mortally challenged. It makes me think that this second part of Chainsaw Man might be like that way in Doom Eternal, contrasting how things used to be in Doom, where, hey, these devils, these demons, they got value to life too. We should treat them kindly, you know? We shouldn't be treating them like they're monsters. Just forget the fact that they'll fucking kill you and they often don't give a shit about human life. You know, just treat them kindly. Now, I know, yes, there does exist to be good demons, and especially in Chainsaw Man, the demon that is Chainsaw Man was good to Denji. So, not all demons are bad. And another example in the series that I'm also reading called Doron, where, okay, they're not exactly demons, I got corrected on this, they're more like spirits, but even that spirit was all nice, like bonds with the main character to do something cool. I get it, not all spirits or demons are bad, but there's a whole bunch of them that should make you think, maybe you should think about this. Maybe you should consider that if the tiny majority of demons or spirits that are good compared to the vast majority that are not, that you should think about building a society that cares about that. You know, just a thought. Anyway, Mataka actually briefly has a quick turnaround, realizing that she was just jealous of everyone and that, you know what, she finally smiles and maybe things are looking up and up. But then she falls down onto Bucky and she kills him. Now, she feels like she's going to be ostracized more than ever, especially since she just murdered Bucky, who everybody gives a shit about. So right here, that's when Mataka's teacher and class pres shows up, and they want to just help her out through this, and this is what it appears to be. They want to just help her out, go to Bucky's grave, try to help her through this, like, you know, it's not your fault, get through this. But, no, it's not as innocent as that. It turns out that class pres made a deal with the Justice Devil, and she wanted to get at Mataka, to get her socially ostracized, to get everybody to hate her, to make her kill herself, or just directly kill her, because, well, she and her teacher, they're fucking, but her teacher wants to be with her, with Mataka, so it's like super fucked up. So yeah, it turns out that the hip and progressive teacher that really cares about his students and wants to shape them into believing into a better future, a better tomorrow, free from discrimination and free from all these things that are a thing of the past and you shouldn't care about anymore. Turns out he's a groomer. I guess things will never change. Another thing that doesn't change is a twist. It turns out that Class Prez actually tripped Mataka and caused her to kill Bucky. She then slashes at Mataka, effectively killing her, but at the last moment, she makes a deal with an owl that just happens to be there. Now our main character is revived as the War Devil. She uses the groomer's head and spinal cord as a weapon, puts them in a weird position where they have a last kiss, which, as poetic as that is, how does that work? Like, she slashed? Did she, like, stab it in the meat? Did the meat, like, coalesce around it? Is the double meat or the contracted double meat coalescing around the spinal cord head and then kissing? I don't know, but the author, he wanted it to happen. He figured it out, or just bullshitted it in there. The chapter then ends with a bang and a happy ending, and the War Devil looking upon the Chainsaw Man calling part her poster and remarking that she's gonna make him vomit up nuclear weapons. And that's where the chapter ends. Now, as fun as the classic action and twist of irony of Chainsaw Man finally back, and that's so great, there's a whole lot of other ideas going on here that, again, is interesting. Again, I already pointed out the Doom Eternal vibes I'm getting. Might be a hit and miss on that one. It's only been one chapter. Maybe I'm completely wrong on this, but I think that'd be pretty cool if that's incorporated into the story, where we have this huge political movement of people trying to basically integrate demons into society and say, it's so nice, it's so great, oh, why don't we just get along? When in reality, this shit's fucked up. No, we can't do that. And then there's next the idea of the 4 horsemen. So if you look in the comments on Viz Media, it frequently comes up about the 4 horsemen, and, well, they have the spoiler tag, so you have to actually look at it. But the whole idea is that the 4 horsemen fought Chainsaw Man in the past, and now each arc, each part of Chainsaw Man is going to be focused around each horseman and Denji's fight against them. So part 1 was against the horseman known as Conquest, part 2 is going to be against the horseman known as War, and then part 3 and 4 will be against Hunger and Death. Now, I like this idea, because I actually am a big fan of this series called Darksiders. I really liked 1, and then I tried to get into 2, and then it just didn't work. I don't know what happened. I really tried to get into 2, and kind of just fell off. And then 3 came out, and then I didn't get into 3, because I didn't get into 2. So, I like the whole idea of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, ever since Darksiders, the video game. And then I kind of just fell off because honestly, I just couldn't follow it anymore. I just couldn't get into it anymore. But having this whole idea for the series for Chainsaw Man, it sets an expectation that, hey, each part is going to be about like 80 to 90 chapters. We got a lot here, and it's going to be really fucking fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I had 2 other ideas floating around in my head as I was reading this. One of them was about this manga series called Defense Devil. Now, if you never heard of Defense Devil, it's about this character who's a devil, and he tries to get your defense. He does like cosmic law and order, so he's like an attorney, but he's also a devil. Or is he? I don't know. That just made me think about that. I don't think it's going to have any of that stuff in there. Maybe there'll be like a whole court case with devils, but that would be interesting. The other idea that I had was about Prototype 2, how Prototype 2 had a different antagonist compared to Prototype 1, and in fact, in Prototype 2, the main villain is the protagonist for Prototype 1. It's probably not going to happen here where the new character we just got introduced is going to be the main character. I think it was just a whole introduction of, here's the villain, now you understand who they are, or the villain, whatever. And now Chainsaw Man's going to have a whole competition against them and fight them. So I don't think we're going to have a whole Prototype 2 situation, but as I was reading the chapter, I started thinking, that could be possible. Anyway, so that's Chainsaw Man's return. People are fucking happy about it. There's so much excitement for this series return, and I'm excited too. And I think in a few days is going to be the next chapter, which is going to be nice. So if you guys are excited for Chainsaw Man's return, looking forward to seeing what happens next, you know what, let me know. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate that like too. I would really like that. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.